Greetings, beautiful ones. How are you doing this new day? I am Sonya, the founder of Empowered Sovereign, and this video is the calm before the storm. Now, I know most of us have heard of this phrase, and it can mean many things, right? The calm before the storm. Now, this came to me this morning. A lot of things that I do, practically 99% of what I do comes to me through intuition, comes to me through internal guidance. It took me a while to get here, but I'm here. So the calm before the storm, dear ones. What is the first thing that may come to your mind when I say that? This life journey that we are all engaging in, when things take place in our lives that are out of the ordinary, that's not planned, and we have no control over. It is what steers us up emotionally. It gets us in a, depending on what it is, it can get us in a fight or flight type of response. We are used to the mundane. We are used to the normal routines that we create for ourselves every day. So when something changes that routine, a lot of us are not able to handle it. No, a lot of us are not, and this includes myself, especially when I was younger. So, as long as everything is going smooth, right? And there's no bumps on the road, there's no lines or heavy traffic on the road, you are moving at ease, sailing with no resistance, with no obstacles, with no type of interference. That is what most of us, we are comfortable of the normal, the routine. I'm just going to share an example of me exercising. I was exercising in my room. I hit my toe on the bed, broke my toe. Of course, I'm in pain. I'm almost in tears because it really hurt. Because of me, at times, trying to figure out everything, it's like, okay, why did I break my toe? Was it because I was in the bedroom? I shouldn't have been doing my exercise in the bedroom? Was it because I wasn't supposed to be doing anything? I was supposed to be slowing down, and I was not slowing down. I'm just here to share with you. I mean, there's a lot of scenarios, there's a lot of reasons why I broke my toe. And the same for you. You know, you might trip over a curb as you're walking down the street because the road or the pavement was uneven, and you could have tripped and you could have fell. So there's a lot of reasons. Like, for one, you're not paying attention completely. You're just walking like everybody else would walk, and then you trip. So I'm just sharing with you these. It's like you're walking calmly and then something happens. So what I have found out is when these things do happen to us, it is because we are unconscious at that moment. Then these things can happen. Now, depending what's going on in your life, if your divine higher self, that God spark that's within all of us, is trying to communicate with you and trying to tell you to slow down or to listen right now and not to do anything, guess what? Something like me breaking my toe, and that is what happened for me. I was supposed to be still. I was making myself busy. I was supposed to be still and listen. And I didn't listen. I kept moving and moving. Then I hit my toe on the bed and broke it. And let me tell you, that was painful because of that. Because I was out of commission. I really was. I could not exercise. I could barely walk because of my toe. And then that made me think, wow, we really need our toes to help us stand and walk. I was limping because I was in pain. So sometimes in life, things can happen to you because, as I said, we are at that moment not fully conscious of what we're doing. That's why certain things happen. But then, too, depending on what is happening in your life, like for me at that moment, I can remember this very clearly that my higher self was attempting. So, because I wasn't listening, I broke my toe on the bed. Yeah. So now it's like, yeah, I'm listening now, right? I'm in pain. I'm in pain. I can't exercise for a couple weeks because my toe, I can barely put weight on that foot. Because of me breaking my toe, all these things happened in my life, which caused me to I could not move the way I could. I had to be still. So that was, for me, that was what was happening. I had to be still and listen because my higher self was communicating with me to be still, to give me some guidance that was necessary for me at that time. This is why at times these things can happen to us because our higher self is attempting to communicate to you in many ways through birds, through the wind, through people, through electronics. So if we do not listen, then our calm, relaxed world is going to be turned upside down, especially if your higher self has been trying to connect with you for a very long time. You would not acknowledge or you would not hear. So at times, things like that happen. Yeah. And when it happens, we don't like it. Like for me, I didn't like breaking my toe because it didn't feel good. But after I broke my toe, I realized that yes, I needed to be still because I had some opportunities that was presenting themselves to me. And I was missing these opportunities because I was busy. You see what I'm saying? So I was busy and I was missing some opportunities. I was missing phone calls and all kind of stuff because I was busy. So I'm just here to share with you. So that calm before the storm, that right there, breaking my toe, made me slow down so much. Like I couldn't even, like I said, I couldn't even put weight on my foot. for at least maybe a week and a half or maybe 2 weeks. And because of that, then I was able to see what my higher self was telling me. And yeah, things like that can happen. Yeah. If we're not conscious at times, things like that can happen because your higher self is trying to communicate to tell you something that is necessary for you. Really trying to communicate with you so you can connect with certain people or so you can go a place or so you can stop doing what you're doing so your higher self can communicate whatever your higher self wants to communicate to you because it's always revolved around you every single day. So if we miss these moments, then things like that can happen, like me breaking my toe, and like the other person walking down the street and tripping over a uneven pavement and falling. Really, things like that happen. I mean, it's a part of life, but the calm before the storm is what I want to add to that. And those are simple examples. Another example is when a person gets sick and they cannot do anything, like they can't eat, like they got the flu. They can't get out of bed, they can't eat. Their muscles are aching. A lot of times, what I found out when people get sick, again, this is where your higher self is letting you know, okay, if you don't stop doing A, B, and C, then this is going to happen to you. So when this happens to you, you're going to have to stop doing A, B, and C. This is how it happens for most of us. And a lot of us aren't even aware of that. So your higher self is attempting to get you to stop doing something and attempting for you to pay more attention to yourself. That's why you're sick, because you probably wasn't sleeping well, right? You probably was overworking, not eating as well. Because when we don't eat what we're supposed to, when we don't sleep, all of these things, they interfere with our state of well-being. And when you do it for a very long time, because a lot of us, we're very adaptable and we can do so many things, but it comes to a point where your body's going to say, okay, enough is enough. You know, you've been working double shifts and triple shifts. You're not eating properly. So when all that stuff happens, your body will shut down. So when it's shutting down, it's giving you that message very loud and clear that yes, you need to stop for a moment and take care of yourself. That is one example that I can think of why when people get sick, it's because they are not paying attention to themselves. They're not taking care of themselves. And because of that, now you're sick. Now, that's just one scenario. I mean, it can be, many other things that can make you sick, but I'm just sharing with you. When you are sick and you're out of commission and you can't do nothing, I'm just here to tell you 9 times out of 10, that is your higher self is attempting to, been trying to communicate with you a lot of things. And it has gotten to the point where now you can't even move. You can't eat. You can't do anything. These are the things that happen to us and we're unaware of. And another thing is too, you can get hurt like I did. I stubbed my toe. I stubbed my toe because I wasn't listening. And because of that, it caused me to be out of commission for 2 weeks. But I did learn from that. I slowed down. And because of that, I was able to receive all the things that I needed to receive at that time because I slowed down. The calm before the storm is everything can be going a-okay in your life. But when it's time for you to make this necessary change in your life, and your higher self cannot get you to do it in an easy way, then beware that you can stub your toe like I did. You can lose your job like many people do. Yes, many people lose their job. I'm the opposite. I leave the jobs. Yeah, I leave the jobs and get another job. But yes, when people do lose that job, I do notice that door was closed because it was time for you to leave. It's like you feel like everything is coming down on you, but it really isn't. It's ending. So endings and new beginnings. So your job ended, and when you're okay with it, you're able to see that there's another opportunity for you. But if you stay in an energy that is feeling bad and like, why did this happen to me? Like feeling like a victim, when in reality, it was a great thing. It was a gift. It was a blessing because it was time for you to leave. But a lot of times we don't see it like that. We really don't. We don't see it like that. So the calm before the storm is just that, dear ones. You can be living your life for 20, 30 years, doing the same mundane things, and then your higher self says, okay, enough of this. It is time to change gears. It is time to change paths. It is time for you to do something different. So if you resist, guess what's going to happen? You may stub your toe like I did. You may lose your job like many people have. You may encounter an experience that you were not aware of and you are feeling uncomfortable. Yeah, you're feeling uncomfortable about losing your job or getting sick, like I said. But when those things happen, dear ones, I'm just sharing with you that there are things happening behind the scenes energetically for your highest good. The things that are happening is rearranging for you to help you. But if we can't see it and we perceive what's happening to us to be like a bad thing, then you may miss an opportunity because you're thinking about you lost that job. You lost that job, but guess what? That job wasn't meant for you anymore. That's why you lost it. You lost it because there's a better job for you, a better job that is aligned to what you like to do more. Now, I would like to also add that I used to live in Florida, and Florida is known for its hurricanes. And I just can remember how each hurricane, people, would be frantic, in the grocery stores, getting the water, just getting everything that they're supposed to get. And so this is a actual real storm. A lot of times in those hurricanes, people, you can lose your life, you can lose your home, you can lose your electricity, you can lose things. So I just want to share with you a lot of times when we do go through storms, these real storms. Now, storms can be described as what I just shared with you earlier, but when we do go through these storms, those storms are clearing away things in the world, clearing away things in your life that you don't know about. So when you go through that storm, just say you were in a storm and you did lose your house and you know that is a traumatic thing because I mean you're alive. Think about it. You're alive. So that's the greatest thing. But you lost your home. You lost your shelter. You lost the place where you go to lay your head at night. You lost it in a storm, like totally demolished. So how do you find the good in that, right? Do you complain? Do you wonder why that happened now? Of course, if it happened and you do feel all those things, guess what? All those things are valid. Yet it happened. Think about it. It happened. So if it happened, guess what? This is what I have learned. It was meant to happen. Yes, it was meant to happen. So of course we can perceive it as bad, but really there's light in every circumstance. There's light in every circumstance. So you may have lost your home, or I may have lost my home. But in that losing, you're gaining something. Now you may be gaining something that's inner. You're gaining wisdom, you're gaining knowledge, you're gaining patience, you're gaining something. I'm just letting you know that. So, because out of every tragedy, if you want to describe it as a tragedy, there's light in it. So, when I lost my home, what am I learning from that? What's my next step, right? How am I perceiving that? Am I being a victim? Am I crying? And like I said, it's all valid. I can cry if I want to get through. But eventually, we all come to a point where we have to accept what has happened. And when we do accept what has happened, guess what happens for a lot of us? When you lose your home, a lot of people come together to help you. Yes, this is the power of community. This is the power of us when we come together. So a lot of people can come together. They can start donating for your cause. And donating for your cause that now you got enough money to get a new house, right? But of course, when you're going through it, you don't see it that way. So what I'm sharing is that when that storm comes, it's valid to have whatever perception or experience of whatever feeling you may have, but it happened for a reason. It happened for many reasons. Like I said, it could have happened to clear out things in your life so you can have new things come in your life. Because the universe, whatever you want to call it, universe, God, is preparing you for greater things. To get those greater things, all of the old things have to be broken down or removed from your life so those new things can come to you swiftly and quickly. Yeah, I do. That's something I do know that. So when that storm comes, dear ones, just pause for a moment. And I'm not saying to deny how you feel, right? We are human, but realize too that, yeah, it did. It happened for a reason. And guess what? The reason is something you don't even connect with. You can't even comprehend the reason. But nevertheless, what I have found out is that when you lose something, guess what? The universe is going to give you back something even better. Yeah, something even better than you ever expected. So think about that, dear ones. Just realize when that storm may come across your path, that means that great things will be coming in your life. All of that old stuff is being taken away so the new stuff can come in for you. That is how it works. It's an energetic exchange. The old has to go so the new can come in. Yes. Remember that when things leave your life. This goes for everything: relationships, jobs, the food we eat, whatever is being taken away from you. That means that greater things are on the horizon for you. Yeah, that's what it is. Greater things are on the horizon for you. The old has to go so the new can come in. And this is why we do have a lot of storms, because the earth is being cleared. Yeah, this is all energetic stuff. The earth is being cleared energetically by things. And some people lose their life. Yeah. But listen to this, because everything is a divine plan. Those people who lose their life have lived their life purpose. Now, humanity may not understand all of what I'm saying. That I'm just sharing with you too, that as well is when a person departs from this physical world, it was meant for them to depart. And we may not agree with that, but we have no control over it. And when that person departs, guess what? New life comes into the planet. Did you know that? Yes. When a soul leaves this planet, a new soul comes in. That is how it works. What did I say? The old leaves and the new comes in. So that's how that works as well. When we all incarnate here, we agree to certain things. So some things we may agree to leave this life that way. Because guess what? When you do leave this earth, this is when people pause, people reflect, people can acknowledge you, and it helps to get to the heart of a person. When a person departs, it brings people together. Yeah, we're sad, of course, that the person is no longer with us. But what did I say? That person signed up. I know this is, some people are not going to understand what I'm saying about people signed up, but yes, we all sign up when we incarnate here. We all sign up for this life journey. That means we sign up on how we depart from this life journey. Okay? Because that means you have done your purpose. Yeah, you have done your purpose. And as I said, some people, of course, will not agree with this and don't like it, but it has nothing to do with what we like. It was already a divine plan. Each one of us, we have a life journey that was already planned out for us, but then we have the free will to navigate every step of our journeys. Yes, we do. So when a person departs, it was meant for them to depart. And then a new life comes in. Isn't that amazing? Like if I see somebody, I notice when somebody pass, it's threes. I'll hear of three people who pass. It can be the same day, it can be within the same week. And then guess what? I hear of births as well. When the old leaves, when somebody departs this physical reality, new life comes in. Yeah, new life comes in. So everything is a divine plan. So when you lose something that you feel is very precious to you, just realize that something new is coming in for you. You just don't know what it is unless, you were planning for something to come in, then that's a different thing. So the calm before the storm is just that, dear ones, that we all are going to go through things in life that we may not understand and that will leave our lives, and we may be sad, but when those things leave our lives, it is making room for new things, new people, and new experiences to come in. That is how it works. New experiences cannot come in if the old ones are still there. The storm clears all of that from your life so you can have new experiences and you can move on your life journey with a sense of newness. And as I say that, we are in a rebirthing cycle right now. A lot of things are falling away from our lives because guess what? The new is coming in. When the new comes in, the old falls away. So, this is the storm that I am speaking of. And some of the storms can be very traumatic and devastating. But guess what, dear ones? We create these storms too. That's another video. Yeah. We create these storms with our thoughts. Yeah. And then there's other reasons why storms are created. Yes. By man again. Man is in control of all of this. The human being, man, controls all of this. Unknowingly for some, unconsciously. So when a storm is coming into your life, just realize that whatever is taken away from you, it is taken away because new stuff is attempting to enter your life. It happens for every person on the planet. Every person. So don't be afraid if you see a storm. That means some massive transformation is taking place in your life and in the world. And as I say that, massive transformations are taking place right now. Yes, massive things are taking place on every level for all of us. Energetically, physically, mentally, emotionally. It is happening right now for all of us. So I'm just, I just made this video again just to bring awareness that if you have any storms in your life, just to perceive it in a different way and things that are leaving your life. You may be sad, but it's because new things are coming in. New things are on the horizon for you, for everyone. So we have to embrace it. Yes, we have to embrace it and allow for those old ways and old people and old experience and just old stuff that you don't need to be holding on to. And that's why we do have storms, dear ones. Yes, that's why when it rains, it's clearing. It's clearing all of the stuff that does not need to be on our earth. Yes, water is purifying us and the earth. Mother Earth is not going to allow for things on her earth that are not going to serve humanity anymore. Also, I can recall that I used to live in Florida, and one storm in particular, I can't remember the name, but I can remember it being so calm. I lived in Florida for many years, and Florida is known for its hurricane. This one storm in particular, it was very calm before the hurricane. It was so calm. You couldn't hear any nature, you couldn't hear any birds. It was very calm. And I'm relating this to the eye of the storm. So when you are in the eye of a storm, such as a hurricane, it's very calm. Because the eye is this. This is the eye. So everything is going around the eye, but the eye is calm. The eye is still. The eye is seeing everything swirl around it. Okay? All kind of chaos. And this is what I'm relating this to us as well. We are the eye. So when you are still in place like this, you can witness all of the chaos, all of the busyness just swirling around you. This is a very good metaphor for us, a hurricane. So in the hurricane, it just has all kind of destruction swirling all around the eye. And then after the storm, dear ones, it's calm too. It's like after everything has taken place within that hurricane, I can remember again another calmness, very calm. Again, not hearing any birds, not hearing anything. You could not even hear a pin drop. That's when you know something has taken place. And this happens before the hurricane, too. It's very quiet. All the birds, this is my question. This is my question. All of the birds, where do they go? Right? Now, some people told me, oh, they go in their nest. How can they go in their nest when the trees are blowing at hurricane force winds? No, that doesn't make any sense to me. The birds know when a storm is coming, so they fly away. They fly and they get out of the storm. But they can't fly very far if, like, I'm serious, it's a hurricane. So where are they flying to? Are they flying in another direction? That's what I want to know. But yeah, so when a hurricane comes, you can't hear a pin drop. That is us. When we are quiet and still, we are the eye. The eye that can see that storm swirling all around us. You can see everything and you're calm. You're just right there being who you are. You're not getting frantic. You're not afraid, but you are standing still. Yeah, that's a good one. And I experienced that in Florida. It is a stillness. It is quiet. There's no nature. You can't hear any electricity because guess what? The electricity doesn't work. So you don't hear anything because all activity has ceased. So that is us, dear ones. We are that eye that can see everything. When we allow ourselves to be still and don't get caught up in all of the turbulent waters and turbulent activities that is swirling all around us, don't become a part of it. Because if you do, you might get swirled up in it and get lost, right? You get lost. When that happens, it may take a long time for you to get grounded back to who you are because you just allowed this hurricane to take you away. Everything in life, as I have been discovering, are messages, our keys, our reflections of us. Everything. The weather, the storms, what else? People. Everything is a reflection. So when we can understand all of that, it will begin to make more sense to everyone. But the calm before the storm, just realize when that storm comes and wipes away everything in your life, that means everything that was taken away from you was taken away because you no longer need it. It was taken away so new experiences can come in, new people can come in. So when these new people and new experiences come in, this is what transforms our lives. It helps us to grow. It helps us to learn. Have an open mind and know that if you lose that job or if you lose anything, that means it was not meant for you to continue having it. Okay? Because, yes, we do get attached to things, and that's why it's hard for a lot of us when we do lose something because we are attached. We cannot be attached to anything because we are constantly changing. That is one thing in life that is always going to happen is change. Change is inevitable. We are creatures of change. Now, when I say that, a lot of people may not agree with me because a lot of people don't like change. But change is a part of our evolution. Yes, just think about it. We were not using cell phones back in the 80s, right? But now we are. So we changed to the cell phone world, right? So in the 80s, this was not even a thing. So I'm just sharing with you, we are always changing, and change is a part of growth. So if you don't allow yourself to change, then you're going to have a difficult time in life because you want to stay the same, and nothing ever stays the same. Nothing. You can try your best to stay the same. If you look at yourself right now and then look back 10 years earlier, you're not the same. You really are not the same. So just remember that, dear ones. The calm before the storm. The calm is allowing you to get yourself together because when that storm comes, it's going to take away everything that is not meant for you to have anymore. That is what is happening to us right now and our world. We are changing. We are becoming better. We are becoming more of our true selves every day. Yes, we are doing that right now in this time and space, 2025. All right, dear ones, into the next video. Blessings, light, and love.